President Trump cannot end birthright citizenship. For now. Wait, didn't the Supreme Court just decide on this last week? Yeah, and no. Okay, here's what happened. The Supreme Court was never deciding on whether or not the president could end birthright citizenship. What they were deciding is whether or not federal judges could implement these nationwide injunctions, basically blocking an executive order from the president. The Supreme Court said that's an overreach. You can't do that. So how did it just happen? Basically, as part of the opinion, the Supreme Court said that if someone felt they wanted to challenge the legality of an executive order, that they would have to file a lawsuit, particularly through a class action. Well, guess what? A class action was just filed. And a federal judge who was appointed by George W. Bush said that all of the babies that were born after February 20th, when the executive order was supposed to go into effect, represent a class. The arguments before the Supreme Court were hours long, and the opinion was long also. But if you looked at the details, you saw a couple things stand out. One, the Supreme Court said that their order wasn't going to be effective for 30 days because they were going to allow time for lawsuits, which they expected. During the arguments, the justices pointed out that the Trump administration never really brought them the question of birthright citizenship, so they couldn't rule on it either way. So while the Supreme Court said the executive order couldn't go into effect for 30 days, this federal judge says that his pause on that executive order won't go into effect for 7 days because he's expecting an appeal. Hope that helps. I'm Lena, your news anchor bestie. You follow me if you care about this stuff.